Okay, the next position I like to put this guy is what I call a mug position. So that will be over a particular guard. So he actually becomes like a flex 3 technique. Okay, and it's really good in today's game with all the pulls that go on, particularly if you're facing a team that runs the counter GT read play. As defensive coaches, we can easily be outnumbered here. So, we're telling 94 in this case to read a particular guard. Okay, that guard would be to the back. So he reads the guard and he goes with the pull, which is good, right? Because Oklahoma is great at this, because 71, as he's blocking down, he'll get your backside linebacker if 94 isn't there to take that out, which then clears your backside linebacker. Without 94 being there coming over, though, 71 will climb up and pick up your backside linebacker. Same deal here. Take a look at it from the back angle, where the pulls are coming from, right? Depending on if this was not a running quarterback, depending on if it's a running quarterback or not, obviously is what 99, the 5 technique, whether he's trying to chase or not, or whether he sets, right? That's really based on the kind of quarterback you're facing. But 94 is going to do the same thing. He's reading the guard. He's going to climb over. He's going to find that next available gap, right? You're not going to ask him to climb over top of blocks. He's going to stay at the heels. He's going to stay at the heels of the D lineman, and he's going to find the first available opening to be able to make a play. As you know, the counter GT versus a spread offense, dangerous play. I mean, even if you have a 6-man box, right? Somebody from the right here has to get over to the left in order to correct your numbers. And here again, the offensive tackle will climb up and block our middle linebacker if 40 isn't there to use up that block. So if he does climb up and block the middle linebacker, then 40 will be clear. But in either case, we have 2 coming over, and now we have numbers. 11 falls down here temporarily, but we do have numbers now because we're able to bring over the Leo. And yeah, it's good if you can walk him into it, and not give it away. But you can see right here, 94 kind of walking into the mug technique. His focus is on the guard, and then he's able to come over, find the first available gap, right? Be aggressive. Do not try to climb over blocks or create seams in the defense. So be aggressive as you come over. Take the first available opening and make a play. When faced with a zone block, right? Again, we give the guy, we give him leeway. It's not a position where you want to be stagnant, right? Like 40 here, faced with the zone block, we allow him to float from B to A to go make a play. This is not a guy that I want to have to, if they come out and block him straight up, then I want to have him just stand there and try to lock out and play a 3 technique. I want to make it hard on the offense for them to block this guy. And you can see with 40, he's able just to kind of read and fall over and make the play. Another good one from this position, right? Because he's there all the time, and maybe he's going with the pull. But another good one from the smug position is to operate a squeeze scrape, right? And again, it depends on whether the quarterback is a runner or not. But here again, it's just a call between him and the defensive line. But you can see he starts in a mug, but we're going to go squeeze scrape. And he's now going to, the 5 technique is going to be your guy who got to cross the center and go with the pulls if necessary. So now that center blocking back, right, can't get back to your mug player. He's able just to bend and make the tackle. That's if the quarterback's not a runner, right? If it was a quarterback who was a running quarterback, you'd want to operate this squeeze scrape and have 94 take the quarterback. In either case, you are creating offense on defense, right? You're making the offensive line pick up, which really is a pretty simple movement, right? Because you're not affecting your linebackers. Remember, you're teaching your linebackers their gaps based on the formation or anything else you want to teach, right? You're just doing all this with the front 4. Now he's unblocked there. Starting him in a mug on one side, but blitzing him on the other side, right? This is pretty cool because if your linebacker's in a cover down situation, he can show the cover down, but be responsible for an inside gap right here, as you see it, as you look at it from the back angle, because of the disguise, right? 94 is showing a mug on one side. He's going to blitz. On the other side. Again, A or B. I just want him to be aggressive. I want him to try to make the guard miss or use up 2 blocks, which he does right here. And then you can see 11 comes clean on the zone fit. Would have been a lot easier to block for the offense, right, if it was just a 3 technique sitting there. But here you're able to create a lot of turmoil. Okay, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do with this mug player against the pass? Right. I gave you a couple simple options if he's a stacked player. Right. I said, hey, we're going to bounce and trigger him, or we're going to spy him. For a check down or late on the quarterback, or we're going to send him quick. Well, when he's up here from a mug, you have some options against the pass. One of them is to just bring the quarterback and mirror the quarterback, which I find a lot easier to do, quite frankly, from close to the line of scrimmage than it is farther off. So here, we told him against the pass just to be a quarterback player, and he does a nice job of just floating around. If you're facing quarterback draw, or you got a quarterback who likes to scramble, we all like to say, hey, are you going to put a spy on the quarterback? What's the best way to do it? I found that in that position, at the heels heels of the O-line is a great place to do it from. You know, because you want to close the space, right? You want to close the space. You don't want to give that quarterback, who's probably a better athlete than him, the opportunity to beat him in space. He does a nice job there closing the space. You can also operate a twist out of it. If pass shows, you can see here you get a nice double eagle twist out of it. You know, in this case, we would be telling 94, look at it from the back angle. We'd be telling 94 that, hey, you're playing your regular mug technique, right? Just like I showed you guys against the pulls or the zone play. You're playing your regular mug technique. Now, if pass shows, okay, because we're sending a linebacker, if pass shows, we can go ahead and turn this into a 3-man twist, and becomes difficult to pick up. Then there are times, right, where you would want to be able to bluff, show a blitz, and have this guy drop as part of your underneath coverage. Now, again, we keep it very, very simple, you know, for this player. Like in this case, we pretty much tell him just to drop to the X or the middle of the field, know where the sticks are. This is a 3rd and 3. So he doesn't go very far. He kind of holds the middle piece of that line. You know, we're bluffing and dropping out, and he's part of the bluff now, but he's just holding the middle, holding the X, and then pulling his trigger on the quarterback when the quarterback breaks the pocket. So in this case, and I'm going to give you another one, we will include him in the zone coverage, but we'll make it very, very simple for him. Yeah, that's a coordinated blitz look, drop out, form a line at the sticks, and then he would be the first guy. You know, because he is your hybrid player, he would be the first guy to pull his trigger here on